Okay, well, looks like on the W9 version I managed to get the fan protection system to actually work with the support system I put in. Now, can I actually remove it? That is the real question. Right, let's put the plate back. This is probably going to throw the lighting out a bit, but I need to see what I'm doing. Unfortunately, it looks like the deliberate weakening I put in this support structure has been lost. It is in here pretty solid. Well, the knife is slowly going in. It's the first support you can do it. Oh, at least that bit worked. Okay, so another cut made. Probably help if I put a new blade in this thing, but it is cutting. Right, let's have a look, see what I can do. Probably if I'd used cooling fan a bit stronger than the default 20%, especially as the blower, the nozzle I had on the printer was a WA which undercools. It might have actually worked a bit better because this bit of support material here, as I saw through the printer camera, was very wobbly and soft and not cooling enough by the time I came to put down the next layer. Let's see if I can cut it away without damaging the piece that's meant to remain part of the printer, that part of the part. Honestly, this is the ninth, well, I'm calling the ninth iteration, and in fact, this is a failed. Sorry, get it into the camera view. This blue thing in my left hand is a failed print from the 0th iteration when I was just starting the design and still testing basic principles in PLA. Let's see which one's which. Yeah, this benchy here was printed by the W8. That's the 8th iteration of the nozzle, the same one that's actually printed this one I'm holding in my hand. Yeah, it's actually been quite a process. And in fact, the printer crashed several times into the part. Actually, at this location here, basically for about 8 layers in a row, it crashed every time it was working there. But as you can see, the crash detection worked like a dream, and it is all fully aligned. Never even know there'd been a crash. A bit of luck. This one will actually have the cooling just right when I actually put it on the printer to test it. I've got to be very careful here because first of all it's a razor blade, and well, actually it was a razor sharp because it was a scalpel when it was new, and I don't want to damage the part I'm cutting plastic away from. Quite it, yeah. It's getting there. Small bit on the inside there. That's now clear. I think I will have to revise the support slightly to see if I can reduce this mess. But at least it's actually worked. What I'm actually doing here, because it's so well fused on, is I'm sculpting the shape I designed with the razor blade when I'm cutting away the plastic. Just there. Still got a bit of a blob here to cut away. It must be done very carefully and slowly because the actual design plastic is only about 0.9 by 0.9 mil. There's a couple of bits. Coming out here. Yeah, that's got it. And let's see if I'm going to get the light on this a bit better. Oh, there we go. And it is actually come free. And the changes I made onto the underside, because I was having a bit of a bridging failure just there, have also worked. Now, basically, we'll put it on the printer and cover the knife, of course, and see how well it does. Let's see. That has a bad bit of aiming. Okay. Looks like, yeah. Good luck. When I move out of the way, I should be able to see the printer. Unfortunately, until I actually finish my enclosure, there's not a lot of room on my work desk. Right, okay. So remove the W8 version. 3 M3 by 30 screws hold this to the printer, and I think what I recall there's only 1 or possibly 2 spares that came with the Prusa i3 Mark III. So if you actually decide to actually fit this fan nozzle yourself, you will have to buy some extra screws. They're easy enough to source, although I use Westfield fasteners here in the UK. Right, that's the W8 removed. Now I'll put the W9 on. Helps if you put the 2 screws through the fan first before you actually, like that, before you put it actually onto the printer. Because it's a bit tricky otherwise to get things lined up. Slip it over the pinder, and as this nut has a tendency to fall out, that's the one I usually do up first. the screw which goes into the original panel mount. I did notice when it was printing there was a bit of blobbiness slap bang in the middle of that hole, but it's gone in. And I'm using 3D filament pips in orange, and it is pretty poor. It seems to be designed as a support material. Why they coloured it when it's a support material, I don't know. This top screw here, don't over tighten because otherwise you will break the plastic. So it will not damage the fan, because the whole point of this thing in front of the fan is to spread the load of the screws so you don't break the plastic. Because this is actually my second replacement print fan. The first one didn't actually fail, but I'd actually damaged it by over tightening the screws, so I took the opportunity to replace it. My second one was damaged by the spiral wrap, which is part of the reason why I'm now using the textured fabric wrap instead. Right, now let's see. Let's go into settings, temperature, and speed, shut up to 255. Yeah, one thing I absolutely loathed about the original knob, not that it worked for me because it's loose on the shaft, was it was crap ergonomics, and it could actually cover up the emergency reset button. Right, and it's running. I don't know if you can hear it at the distance the microphone is. Let's go to support, screw info, and see. Well, the fan's still not at full speed, but it's now averaging around 2400, where on the previous version it was averaging 2000 RPM. So it's looking pretty good. Let's go back into settings. Put the nozzle temperature up to 195, which will be enough to remove the filament. Just wait. Oh yeah, one thing. As I've been printing my nozzles with hips, I made this up using limonene or whatever it's called, and colourless hips filaments. And it actually makes quite a good bed preparation for hips, and it would make an equally good one for ABS. The advantage, of course, you can actually wash it off the bottom of the ABS when you're finished using a bit of a raw limonene. While I wait for this, I might as well give the head a bit of a wash, as I'll be printing Pack G next. Actual bed preparation, which is window cleaner. Window lean foil is the one available here in the UK. There's Windex doesn't seem to be available here, and window lean does do the job, prepping for a Pack G print a very nice way. And yes, it says 194, but that's quite enough. I'll go into settings, new axis, set the extruder. It's reading 3.3 at the moment, so I'm going to extrude 10 millimeters to prep for removal, so that'll go up to 13.3. as you can see. Well, I don't know if you can actually see from where the camera is. It's not coming out, so it's the main menu. Hit unload. And put it away once it beeps. And that is a nice, clean unload. I'll leave the printer on its current settings for the moment. I'm going to load up the stuff to let's see if I can get this visible to the camera. There you are, there's the unloaded filament. Actually, almost a cold pulling shape because I did it unloaded at 195 centigrade. And the print temperature is around 220, 230 for hips. Right. Not too sure how susceptible hips is to moisture, but I always put it in an airtight bag with a bit of desiccant, normally the desiccant the filament came with when I finished using it. Well, I have to say, a lot of filaments, such as this one, which is a free filament hips, did not come with a resealable bag. It's the desiccant, I just leave in the bag, so it's not in use. Fortunately, Rigid Ink actually sell extra bags, so when I last bought some filaments for them, which was some Hep G, and a couple of samples of various other filament types, I ordered a few extra bags at the same time. Expel the air, sealing it from the wrong end, just plug in. Double check, make sure it's sealing. Let's try it. Check. Yeah, that's sealed. Now before I fully close it. Expel all the excess air to give the desiccant a bit of an easier time keeping the filament dry. Finally, shove it back in the box so it's got a label on it and I know what it is. So in the 9 iterations I've made of this model now, I've got through about 1/3 of a kilo of hips, and on testing of the benches I've used perhaps 1/3 of this reel of hexture. Because it was already half used when I started the testing, or not quite half used, but close to it. And this is Rigid Ink Hep G. Notice how glossy the raw filament is, and sometimes it triggers the filament sensor into thinking it's not there and the filament's run out. So once I've loaded it up, I shall turn the filament sensor off. In this operation. There we go. Actually, I think I'll leave the filament sensor on because the last one I last bench I printed, it did actually work correctly. Although Jit's come up with something which he claims will work even for clear and translucent filaments, but it does require that the firmware is changed to reverse the logic on the filament sensor. As typical, when loading a filament, it takes a couple of no's before it's finally consistent. For a straight colour change, 2 no's would be enough. Sorry, for a straight colour change, 1 no and then you say yes. Now, as I'm actually changing from HIPS to PEPG, I'll have to answer the question no twice. Make sure the HIPS is clear. Yes, it is now extruding properly and correct texture and colour. So I will answer yes this time. Turn the nozzle off. It's currently on 9.5 as I said. I'll leave the fan running for a few seconds to make sure the extruded filament there is properly set, so I can put it away cleanly and into the bin with that. Right. Now I can turn the fan off. I already have a pre-sliced benchy already set up on the SD card, so all I need to do is give a quick wipe down with the window lean, because when I did it before that I was having to clean it. Now I'm actually prepping, so make sure there's plenty on it and don't dry it off, because it's the various odds and ends and what have you in the window lean which acts as a separator to stop the PEPG sticking too hard. Alright. Steam. Do up. Oops. Do up. Try again. Now let's see if I'm actually. One of the things about this menu system is it doesn't always line up properly with what's on the screen with what it actually does. I'm going to go up a directory. Ah, that's better. It's done it this time. Let's scroll down. There's in the root directory, not in the various folders. All there is the benchy on for the test screen. Let's see what else is there. Right. The printer is actually running on the Volcano nozzle with my full height mod, and it's been working out very well. And my bag of rare spare parts, which includes my V6 block and nozzles, and actually spare nozzles in here. This is one of my standard V6 adapters to convert my mod without having to remove the whole mod back for the standard block. This will also work with JIT's scale extruder, so you can fit a conventional block to it. And talking of conventionals, this is my V6 copper plate, V6 plated copper block, and with my spare heatsink. And don't know if you can see it in this lighting. Let's move. Oh, there we go. You can see there is some PETG just stuck to it. That was from a blob of doom, which barely started because I was actually watching it at the time when I had it fitted with a sock. After that, I decided, because it's not really intended to work with a sock, I just removed the sock and have had no real trouble since. In fact, except for around the nozzle section itself, the Volcano block is pretty clean. And this here is the extruder cover for the Volcano block if you want to use the default Prusa print fan nozzle. And that's still preheating because I have it at 100 centigrade for the first layer when I'm printing PETG, because PETG is attracted to hot metal, so I want to get the difference between the nozzle temperature and the bed temperature as close as possible without actually melting the print fan nozzle. So 100 is as high as I can actually go. If I go to 110, such as when I'm printing the print fan nozzles, it will actually damage the one that's currently on the machine, but as I'm printing the replacement, it doesn't matter. And in emergency, I still have 2 of these to slip on. Right, this Prusa design is basically, although it's got this lip here, it is got no downwards direction on the airflow at all. In fact, you can see straight through there to my finger on the far side. And I do know this actually shoves a lot of air, and it only works because it throws the bulk of it at the heater block and not at the nozzle or the part, which is fine for the conventional aluminium block and brass nozzle because they don't conduct heat as well as a plated copper block. The plated copper block, however, it causes problems as it throws the temperature distribution in the block way off and you get crap results. Right. That way. Right, I think this was the Benchy printed with the W5 version. That's the last version which had the damper bypass. Now, the damper bypass was a mistake. It never meant to exist, but I made a mistake when I was actually drawing the thing up. It came pretty close, and here is the W8. Let's get this in the right light. Oh, there we go. And let's see the camera a bit. Oh, there we go. And there we go. You can see those ridges there. That's where it's undercooled and basically the filament stayed loose and partially fallen away. Up here, it's because the not too much air resistance to the air that is going through the nozzle at the moment. Sort of gives, it looks like undercooling there, but it's actually overcooling. Sorry, it looks like overcooling, but it's actually undercooling. And finally, the rest of it working up from here, where the printer's actually slowed down the print speed to keep to the minimum times. It actually becomes very nice and clean. Alright, I think I'm going to stop this video here because it's now going to be 2.5 hours. Well, actually, let's switch the camera for a moment.